It is then spread out in the malt floor for about 6 days till it begins to germinate and starch is converted into sugar. During this process, the grain must be turned frequently to avoid mold and lumping. Temperatures are kept low so that this process does not happen too quickly. Smoking at Laphroaig takes about 10 to 12 hours with peat moss, which used to be known as an antiseptic. It gives the malt the medicinal character typical of the distillery. The distillery uses 8 stainless steel washbacks, each with a capacity of 55,000 litres. These are filled twice with the contents of the mash tun, and liquid yeast is used. The fermentation time has been extended over time and is now 72 hours. To compensate for this long time, two more washbacks were installed outside the distillery. Over 90% of the barrels that are used at Laphroaig are American white oak first fill bourbon barrels. Ian Hunter, a previous distillery manager, pioneered the use of these barrels back in the 1930s. He found that American white oak barrels gave exactly the right kind of flavour that would complement the Laphroaig single malt. The distillery also uses tiny quarter casks that are used in the quarter cask expression. Laphroaig has mixed warehouses located right next to the sea. On the distillery property, two dunnage warehouses, including the famous warehouse number 1, where you can also have tastings, and 10 rack warehouses. Once a cask is deemed to be fully matured, it is bottled in the bottling plant. The distillery's location with its maritime climate and high humidity means that it only loses about 1.8% Angel's share per year. In other parts of Scotland, the loss can be up to 2%, which makes quite a difference when measured against the storage period. So, Laphroaig whisky, it has an extensive range of official bottlings, which includes a variety of ages and different flavours. The official range consists of a 10-year-old, the Laphroaig Select, various cask strength bottlings, a quarter cask, 15 and 18, a 25-year-old, a triple wood, PX cask. The latter was stored in former PX casks and quarter casks. That means the bottling was matured in a combination of ex-bourbon and charred American white oak casks. The official range also includes an Ancuan bottling, which translates as Big Ocean, which is the only bottling at the distillery which is filled entirely in first fill only ex-American white oak casks. The Laphroaig Lower, which stands for the passing on of knowledge and tradition, is also part of the standard range. There are also high quality bottlings from independent bottlings. A few years ago, there was a double matured Laphroaig Cardius 2014, which is initially matured in ex bourbon casks and then moved to Amontillado hogsheads for a year. It has a reputation, Laphroaig has a reputation for having incredibly distinct and individual bottlings, which the current official range absolutely represents. It's consistently the highest selling whisky on Islay, which is particularly impressive when you consider the fact that the whisky has such a distinctive and strong flavour. So this one tonight is Octave Cask number 5634779, aged for 11 years in oak cask and spending the final 9 months in a sherry Octave cask. One of only 81 bottles, bottled in 2023 at cask strength, non-chill filtered and naturally coloured, and it's probably the palest of our whiskies tonight. Quite thin tears. Ha! It's Laphroaig. Intense, dark, but it's an adult Laphroaig. The phenolic aromas, typical of Laphroaig, and the iodine from the hospital there, but they're just not as superficial. It's like being on the beach with old driftwood and peat glows and a campfire on the beach. And you got a tarry rope in the middle of seaweed lying in the sand. But all that is interwoven with a fruit compote made from oranges, strawberries, pineapples, unripe bananas, limes, and cherries. And although this is 53.8%, the cask strength alcohol is not too dominant. It's a soft, sweet smoke, slightly smoked fish, dried fruits, campfire, peat, sherry, some vanilla. It's maritime and salty. I'm trying to it's it's a gentle sherry, sweet peat. It's very creamy. Burnt sticks, anchovies. Starts out quite mild, and then it becomes a bit more powerful and peppery on the tongue. Cherry, fruits, peat, iodine, and lovely bakery products, which are well opened and a little bit sharp taste because of the alcohol. And you get maritime notes and herbal spiciness. It's got a strong attack on the palate, uh, and it's well integrated. It does seem quite young, but you get the peat and the maritime notes. And the finish is long, dry, and warm. You get that slight oaky bitterness in the finish. Dark chocolate with a lot of cocoa. But after a while, a caramel sweetness appears. It's creamy and warming, fruity, and with a balanced smoke. I'm going to put 5 drops of water in this. A fantastic Scotch mist here. And now I get pear juice, smoked almonds, iodine, marzipan, and you get the seaweed in the campfire. But it's a soft, sweet smoke and slightly smoked fish. And on the finish, you get the green orchard fruits. Sorry, on the mouth, you get the green orchard fruits. A sort of soft cafe au lait, wet peat, walnuts, and coarsely ground pepper. The finish is medium long, peaty, herbal, smoky, with some honey and a little engine oil. You know, with the seaweed and ashtray taken away and fortified by two top Cask picks, not just the Octave, this Duncan Taylor Octave turns out much better than the 16-year-old, for instance, or than many other whiskies would have had. The Octave ripening has left its mark and has enriched and strengthened the Laphroaig profile in an excellent way. These were all heavily sherry influenced whiskies, and all but the Aultmore were great whiskies. And I would rate that Laphroaig as one of the best from that distillery I've ever had. And Glentauchers and sherry casks are something that I'm just discovering. And they are a wonderful marriage. And I'm going to seek out more Glentauchers from sherry casks in future. In fact, I've just ordered a single cask, Oloroso cask matured 14-year-old Glentauchers from Duncan Taylor's. So thank you for listening. That was a real joy. Have a lovely evening.